I was 9 years old that winter. Lake Ontario turned wild. Sky fell heavy, gray and endless, snow stacked higher than a child. The wind had howled down city streets, didn't stop for days on end. Doors were sealed, roads disappeared. That's how '66 began. In the blizzard of '66, when the world went quiet white, we didn't have much, but we had each other through those frozen, endless nights. Neighbors turned to family, every hand was needed then. Yeah, hardship carved it in our hearts. The blizzard of '66. Cars were buried, clocks stood still, schools and stores all shut their doors. Dad pulled on his wool coat tight, snow up past the windowsills. Men with shovels, no complaints, just breathe and sweat and frozen hands. You learn real fast what mattered most, helping where you can. In the blizzard of '66, when the streets were gone from sight, we shared what little warmth we had by lantern, stove and firelight. No headlines, no excuses, just doing what had to be done. That storm made boys into men. In the blizzard of '66, I remember faces, tired smiles, coffee steaming in the cold, laughter cutting through the wind, stories shared, hands growing old. The snow came down like it meant to stay, but hearts stood tall and strong. You don't forget the sound of hope when the night feels twice as long. Time keeps rolling, seasons change, storms come in different ways, but I still measure winters by those long, hard days. When community meant survival and pride was earned, not said, that storm didn't just bury streets, it planted something instead. In the blizzard of '66, when the city dug itself free, we found out who we really were and who we chose to be. No shortcuts, no surrender, just faith and stubborn will. That snow still falls inside my mind. On the streets of Oswego still. Yeah, the snow finally melted, but the lesson never did. We were forged together in that cold, in the blizzard of '66. I wake up before the daylight, coffee strong, boots on tight. Bills don't care about feelings, work don't pause for a fight. Daddy said, son, earn your supper, say what you mean what you say. Now I turn on the evening news, and I don't recognize the world today. I see crowds in the streets, signs in the air, yelling at strangers like they don't care. Some of them screaming, some of them paid, and I'm just wondering how the rent gets made. Do you have a job when the shouting's done? Do you punch a clock when the day ain't fun? Who's building the roads? Who's fixing the lights? While the rest of the world argues left and right. I'm not mad, I'm just trying to see how a country runs if it forgets about me. They say words are violence, truth is mean, common sense is now obscene. Judge a man by what he drives, not the way he lives his life. I bought a truck I worked hard for, didn't ask nobody's blessing, but I got fingers, looks, and lectures from folks with a whole lot of questions. They call it outrage, call it justice, call it a cause, but nobody's fixing what's broke anymore. Pointing fingers is easy, building's hard. Some folks talk all day, some folks carry the load. Do you have a job when the cameras leave, when the hashtags fade and the crowd don't scream? Who's paying the bills, who's hauling the weight, who's feeding the town while the rest debate? I'm not heartless, I just believe a man's worth shows up in what he brings. We're teaching kids they can be anything except steady, strong, and accountable. We tell them feelings outrank facts and fantasies outrun the practical. Used to be proud to master a skill, now it's cooler just to complain. Somewhere along the way we forgot that work is how you earn your name. I still believe in men, being men, not loud, not cruel, just solid again. Stand your ground, tell the truth, protect the weak, teach the youth. You don't need applause or praise. Just do right when no one's around. That's how this country got built. Not by noise, but by getting down. Yeah, do you have a job when it's cold and tough, when the work is heavy and the pay's just enough? Who shows up early, who stays late, who carries the cost of the choices we make? You can scream all day, wave your sign, but this world's held up by the working kind. I ain't against protest, I ain't against speech. I'm just asking, when did shouting replace responsibility? Because someone's gotta build it, someone's gotta fix it, someone's gotta pay for it. And that someone's still gonna work tomorrow morning. Streets are blocked again, signs waving high, crowds screaming loud under the city sky. Some say they're marching for what's right and true, but I'm wondering, who's paying the crew? Paid protesters, maybe not, but it sure feels staged while the rest of us grind just to keep the bills paid. What the hell is going on out there? Folks losing their minds, pulling out their hair. Karen's on the corner, raging at the crowd, flipping off my cyber truck like I'm saying it too loud. Don't they got jobs? Don't they got bills to pay? Or are we footing the tab with our taxes every day? People losing their minds, yeah, losing their minds. I'm just driving home in my stainless steel ride. Some stranger rolls by, middle finger wide. Ain't about the truck, it's about the man who made it. Elon's name got them triggered, now they hate it. Used to be electric cars were the cool green dream, now it's politics, poison in the scene. What the hell is going on out there? Folks losing their minds, pulling out their hair, shouting in the streets while the world keeps turning. Working folks watching, feeling the burning. Don't they got mortgages, kids to feed at night? Or is outrage the new full-time fight? People losing their minds, yeah, losing their minds. I remember when disagreements stayed civil and short. A handshake or a beer could settle the court. Now it's horns blaring, words like knives in the air, over a truck, a policy, or just 'cause you're there. We're all paying taxes to keep this circus alive while they block the roads and scream to survive. So I keep on working, head down, doing my part, building a life with an honest heart. Let them protest, let them rage, let them call me what they will. I'll drive my truck proud over every hill. 'Cause at the end of the day, when the noise fades away, real life keeps calling, got bills to pay. What the hell is going on out there? People losing their minds everywhere. From Fifth Avenue marches to a finger in my face. Division's a disease, anger's taking its place. But I got my family, my work, my ride. I'll keep on rolling with pride. while the world's losing its mind. Yeah, people losing their mind. It's a strange old world we're living in today. So much noise, so many words, so many lines erased. They say nothing's solid, everything's pretend, but I still believe in being the best man I can. I was taught to stand up, speak the truth, carry my weight, see things through, not to tear others down or play a part, but to live with strength and a steady heart. Be a man not in anger, not in pride, but in how you show up, how you live your life. Strong enough to lead, humble enough to see. A real man stands firm in reality. So let's define it clearly, let's let it be. A man is the best man he can be. I see young kids growing up confused, told that truth is optional, reality's loose, playing make-believe like it's all the same. But words don't change nature, and names don't change frame. Being a man isn't hating anyone, it's knowing who you are when the day is done. It's discipline, courage, protecting what's right, doing the hard work when it's out of sight. Be a man not by force, not by fear, but by keeping your word year after year. Strong hands to build, strong mind to see, strong enough to say, this is me. Let's stop pretending, let's let it be. A man is the best man he can be. It's not about domination or closing your heart. It's about responsibility, doing your part. Standing for truth when it costs something real, choosing duty over how you feel. Fathers, brothers, sons to come, the world still needs you steady and strong. Not perfect men, just grounded and true, men who know what they're built to do. Be respectful, be honest, be clear. Don't bend reality to chase applause or cheer. You don't need permission to live with integrity, just the courage to be who you're meant to be. Be a man not in name, but in deed, in the promises you keep, in the lives you lead. Strong back, clear eyes, steady hands, rooting in truth, taking your stand. No confusion, no fantasy, just be the best man you can be. That's how I see it, plain and free. A man is a man when he lives honestly. Do you remember when? I remember clear, watching the evening news, believing what we'd hear. Do you remember when a candy bar cost a dime or 5 cents bought you sweetness in a little bit of time? Do you remember bottles lining up along the street, turned them in for nickels, thought we couldn't be beat? Do you remember when a handshake sealed the deal? Your word was your promise, and it was real.
Do you remember when life felt simpler then? Not perfect, just honest back now and again. No fine print promises, no need to pretend. Do you remember when?
Do you remember when? Do you remember riding in the back of Dad's old truck? No seat belts, no fear, just wide open luck. Wind in our faces, gravel on our shoes. Didn't know we were rich, didn't know we could lose.
Do you remember playing till the daylight faded, running home at dusk, scraped knees, undefeated? Streetlights coming on was the end of the game. We didn't
You had to get somewhere, you walked or you rode. Bike tires humming on a long dirt road. Didn't matter how far, didn't matter how long. Every mile was freedom, every ride a song.
No hurry to a ride, no clock in our head, just chasing the daylight till it was gone and we were fed. Every trip an adventure, every turn unknown, learning the world on our own.
Maybe we can't go back, maybe time moved on, but the things that mattered were never really gone. Truth and hard work, a hand you can trust, still living somewhere beneath the rust.
Do you remember when life felt simpler then? I carry it now like I carried it then. It shaped who I am, where I stand, how I've been. Do you remember when?
Yeah, do you remember when?
Do you remember when?
Do you remember when? I do. Sit 'em down by the fire when the evening's cold. Tell the stories of the brave, the strong, the bold. How the pioneers crossed rivers wide and deep with nothing but their will and the promises they'd keep. No one handed them tomorrow on a silver plate. They built it plank by plank through storm and frost and fate. Teach them young about rugged individual, the spark that lights the dark when hope feels invisible. Show them how to stand when the winds are blowing wild, 'cause a nation's strength begins inside a child. In the hardest times when the world feels rough and raw, rugged souls will rise. That's the truest law. Let them fall and scrape their knees out in the yard. Don't rush to fix it all or shield them from the hard. Teach them how to mend a fence, to swing an axe, to sow, to earn their bread by sunrise and watch their gardens grow. Show them medicine and failure, Ford and empty shops, dreamers who kept pushing when the whole world told them stop. Teach them young about rugged individual, the spark that lights the dark when hope feels invisible. Show them how to stand when the winds are blowing wild, 'cause a nation's strength begins inside a child. In the hardest times when the world feels rough and raw, rugged souls will rise. That's the truest law. When the power's out, when the shelves are bare, when the news is fear and no one's there, the ones who know their own two hands are strong will feed their families and carry on. We don't just survive, we find a way to thrive, because we taught our children how to keep the fire alive. Read 'em books of Lincoln walking miles to borrow one, of homestead mothers birthing babies neath the rising sun. Tell 'em freedom isn't free, it's earned through sweat and choice, and every time they choose to try, they find their truest voice. Plant that seed of courage deep inside their hearts, so when the storms come rolling, they know where to start. Teach them young about rugged individual, the quiet kind of brave that makes the impossible visible. Show them how to stand alone yet lift up everyone, 'cause that's how America has always won. Through the roughest times when the night is long and cold, rugged hearts will shine like fire, timeless, bright and bold. So teach them young, teach them true, teach them strong and free. Rugged individual, that's our legacy. These days the world's gone crazy. spinning every which way. Hoopla about gender, sex is tearing old truths away. Feminism's roaring, confusion's in the air. But I still stand tall, unashamed to declare, I'm a man proud and simple, no apologies here. Gonna live by my code, keep my conscience clear. Let them talk, let them shout, let the trends come and go. I remember what a real man means deep down in my soul. Provide and protect, stand firm when it's tough. Love with your whole heart, but never back off. Be strong, be honest, be kind when you can. Every boy needs to see what it looks like to be a man. I'm gonna be the best man that I can be. No pretending, no fantasies, just straight up me. We're confusing the young ones, letting them play pretend, building up make-believe worlds that start and never end. Telling kids anything goes, no lines in the sand, but truth don't bend with the latest demand. A boy's gotta know what a man's supposed to do. Work with his hands, keep his word, see it through. Let them talk, let them shout, let the trends come and go. I remember what a real man means deep down in my soul. Fix what's broken, hold the door, take the weight when it falls. Laugh in the hard times, answer your family's calls. Be strong, be honest, be kind when you can. Raise them upright, teach them to be a man. I'm gonna be the best man that I can be, rooted in what's real, wild and free. A real man's got backbone, but a soft spot too. He'll fight for what's right and he'll cry when it's due. He shakes hands firm, looks you straight in the eye, carries the load, never asks why. He leads by example, not by what they say online. Lives by his values, one day at a time. So here's to the men who still believe in the old ways, who stand in the storm through the endless haze. No confusion, no shame, just pride in our name. We'll keep being men, lighting the flame. I'm gonna be the best man that I can be. For my kids, for my heart, for eternity. Yeah, I'm gonna be the best man. The best man I can be. As we get older, life's got a different view. Material things don't matter like they used to do. But I'm a big boy, and I love my toys. They're more than just gadgets, they're my pride and joy. People see me with my machines, they think it's all play. But these big boy toys help me shape each day. Elon the excavator, the Hulk with his might. Optimus Maximus blowing snow from morning till night. Mini-me fits anywhere, versatile and strong. Green Machine handles logs, makes work a sweet song. Creating paradise with every turn of the wheel. Without these tools, the aches and pains I'd feel. They're expensive to keep, and maintenance is key, but these big boy toys, they set my spirit free. People might laugh, call them just toys, but they don't see the work, the sweat, and the joys. Elon the excavator, the Hulk with his might. Elon the excavator, the Hulk with his might. Optimus Maximus blowing snow from morning till night. Mini-me fits anywhere, versatile and strong. Green Machine handles logs, makes work a sweet song. Farmer, builder, designer, creator, each machine a friend, a motivator. With Elon digging deep and the Hulk moving strong, Optimus blowing snow where dreams belong. Mini-me's got the power, fits just about anywhere. Green Machine with attachments makes work a joy to share. They're more than just toys, they make what we do
impossible and wonderful with each day anew. People might not get it, see them as toys, but they're the backbone of my work, my pride, and my joys. Elon the excavator, the Hulk with his might, Optimus Maximus blowing snow from morning till night. Mini-me fits anywhere, versatile and strong. Green Machine handles logs, makes work a sweet song. So here's to the big boy toys, my mechanical friends. With them by my side, the work never ends. Creating a paradise with each powerful move. Thank God for these big boy toys. They've got nothing to prove.
A young seeker walked the dusty path with the old monk at his side, carrying questions heavy as stone, eyes open wide. A stranger rushed by in haste, shoulder struck the monk's arm. The cup tipped, hot coffee poured out, staining robe and harm. The boy flared up quick, how rude, how blind can they be? Why let anger rise so fast when the fault's plain to see? The monk just smiled soft, wiped the spill with his sleeve, and turned to the youth with the wisdom he'd weave. He asked, "Tell me, child, why did the coffee spill wide?" The boy answered sharp, "Because that fool bumped my guide." "No," said the master, calm as still water at dawn. "You spilled what was held in the cup all along. If it held only water, clear water would flow. If it held bitter tea would show. Life will bump you, shake you, rattle your frame, but what pours out is what you carry in your name." The monk set the empty cup down on the stone. Look inside yourself now, you're never alone. We fill our own vessel each day that we breathe, with thoughts, with feelings, with what we believe. Some carry resentment like poison in the brew. Some carry envy, sharp edges that cut through. But fill it with kindness, with patience and grace, with love that forgives, with a gentle embrace. When the world comes and jostles, when tempers ignite, what spills from your spirit in the heat of the night? Anger and blame or compassion so true? The bump is just life, what's inside is from you. So tend to your cup like a garden of light. Plant seeds of understanding that bloom through the fight. Let go of the grudges that weigh down your soul. Make room for the mercy that makes the heart whole. He asked once again, with a voice like the wind, "What's in your cup, my friend? What will pour when life spins?" The boy bowed his head, felt the truth settle deep. "I want love to spill out when the hard moments creep. If you carry compassion, kindness will stream, understanding and peace in the midst of the dream. So fill up with goodness, let the good overflow, for that's what the wise one will always bestow." The monk lifted the cup once more, empty and clean. Choose wisely each morning what your heart will mean. For the spills will come surely, but the stain tells the tale of the love or the anger that never did fail.
The mirror tells a quieter truth. Lines where laughter used to run. Shoes by the door have walked some miles. We've seen the setting of more than one sun. We chased the noise, we burned the clock. Said yes before we knew the cost. Now we pause before we speak.
knowing well what can be lost. We don't move fast, but we move sure. Every scar has something to teach. What we've kept is what we earn. Not every dream, but the ones we need. Today we are old and that's alright. We've carried love through broken nights. Hands are steady, hearts are bold. We're not afraid of growing cold. Today we are old, still standing tall. We've learned what matters most of all. Time took its toll, but left us gold. Yeah, today we are old. Friends are fewer, deeper now. Names you'd answer any call. We've buried pride, we've buried fear, and some we loved, we miss them all. We don't need crowds to feel alive, or sparks just to feel warm. We've seen the chaos of the storm and learned to love the calm. The fire's lower, but it lasts. Doesn't burn, it holds. We don't need the world to cheer, we already know. Today we are old and that's alright. We've carried love through broken nights. Hands are steady, hearts are bold. We're not afraid of growing cold. Today we are old, still standing tall. We've learned what matters most of all. Time took its toll, but left us gold. Yeah, today we are old. We were reckless, we were loud. Thought forever owed us time. Now we choose our words with care and mean them every time. If this is what it costs to know, to see things clear and true, then every year was worth the wait of becoming me and you. Today we are old and unashamed. We've outgrown numbers, titles, names. We've loved, we've lost, we've held, we've healed. We know what's fate and what is real. Today we are old and still we rise, with honest hearts and open eyes. The clock keeps turning, so do our souls. Yeah, today we are old. Not fading out, not slowing down, just choosing where we stand. Today we are old, and we finally understand.
Kevin here, folks. Sitting here broken heart, watching another half-done job fall apart. Used to be, you could call a man and know it'd stand the test of time. Now, well, listen to this. Back when I was coming up, a craftsman wore his scars like medals on his chest. Calloused hands and steady eyes that gave their work their very best. A carpenter would measure twice, a plumber sweat the pipe just right. They poured their heart and soul in deep, from dawn until the fall of night. No shortcuts, no excuses, no good enough would do. They built for pride, they built for life, the way real men and women do. Oh, I miss those days when work meant something, when honor lived in every nail and seam. Now the world's in such a hurry, chasing quick and easy money, and the pride of doing right has lost its gleam. If you want it done right, you gotta do it yourself these days. What a crying shame. I hired a crew last summer, thought they'd know their trade by heart, but they slapped it together fast, then vanished before the paint could start. Not 'cause they're crooked, no sir, not out to steal or cheat, Just no fire left to master it, no will to dig down deep. They don't read the old books, don't chase the way it's always been. Common sense and care got lost somewhere between the rush and the weekend. Got a message from a friend out there. Said it better than I could. It's easier to do it yourself than waste time explaining and supervising. Now's the time of superficial people. They don't delve into the essence, don't follow technology or common sense. Everyone's in a hurry. They do poor quality work not because they're bad, because they don't know better. And the saddest thing, they don't want to learn. Ain't that the truth? Breaks my heart. We used to honor the ones who strived, who became the best they could be. The welder, the mason, the mechanic, folks who lived integrity. Now I swipe right for the cheapest bid. No questions, no real skill. And the things that last a lifetime, well, they're getting harder to find still. Oh, I miss those days when work meant something, when a job well done was worth more than gold. Men and women gave their all, answered duty's call, built this world with heart and sweat and soul. If you want it done right, yeah, you gotta do it yourself these days. Lord, what a crying shame. What a crying shame. So here's to the real craftsmen still out there. Keep fighting the good fight. And to the rest, maybe one day you'll find that fire again. Till then, I'll grab my tools, 'cause if you want it done right, you gotta do it yourself these days. Yeah. Lord, what a crying shame. What a crying shame. Thought I was standing for the little guy. Thought I knew wrong from right. Every word sounded justified. Every cause framed as a fight. They said, don't question, don't resist. Just trust the plan, raise your fist. I wore the label, played my part. Never thought to check the start. But somewhere down the line, the facts stopped fitting the design.
I didn't see it then, but I see it now. Some lines were crossed, I don't know how. What started out as care and truth turned into blame and proof by group.
I didn't leave my values behind, I just refused to leave my mind. They said speech was dangerous, questions meant you were the enemy. Common sense became suspicious, silence passed for empathy. If you didn't kneel, you must hate. If you hesitated, you were late. No room for doubt, no middle ground, just louder voices, thinner sound. When fear replaced debate, I knew something wasn't straight.
I didn't see it then, but I see it now. Truth got bent to fit the crowd. Justice turned selective thin, depending on the color of your skin.
I didn't change what I believe, I changed who I let think for me. I watch rules break for the cause, excuses dressed up as moral laws. If you're silenced for asking why, that's not progress, it's a lie. Real compassion doesn't coerce, doesn't divide us to rehearse a script where guilt is pre-assigned and freedom's labeled out of line. So I stepped back, looked around, heard the cracks beneath the sound.
Saw power hide behind good words. Saw people reduced to slogans, herds. I still care, I still feel pain. Still want a world that's fair and sane. But I won't trade truth for trends or trade my voice to fit their ends.
I didn't see it then, but I see it now. Too much control, too many vows to silence shame and redefine what used to be yours and mine.
I didn't walk away from care, I walked away from something unfair. If thinking makes me hard to place, if I don't fit their scripted space, then I'll stand here clear and free, owning every choice that's mine to be.
I woke up one morning, coffee in hand, scrolling through headlines trying to understand. The voices I followed, the flags that I flew, started sounding like echoes, not ringing true. They promised the stars equality's light, but the path they were paving felt twisted at night. Pushing the boundaries, crossing the line, what once felt like freedom now chills down my spine.
Oh, the moment it hits you, the veil falls away. You're bought into a side that's lost its way. The left gone overboard, chasing the storm. Ideals turn to weapons, no room for reform. It's a hard pill to swallow, a truth you can't fight. When you see through the smoke and step into the light. No more blind allegiance, no more playing the game. Time to find my own path and reclaim my name.
Remember the rallies, the chants in the street, fighting for justice, making wrong things right. But now it's division, canceling the beat of hearts that once danced under unity's sight. They silence the questions, demand you conform to extremes that divide us in thunder and storm. I thought I was righteous, part of the crew, but the mirror reflects something I never knew.
Oh, the moment it hits you, the veil falls away. You're bought into a side that's lost its way. The left gone overboard, chasing the storm. Ideals turn to weapons, no room for reform. It's a hard pill to swallow, a truth you can't fight. When you see through the smoke and step into the light. No more blind allegiance, no more playing the game. Time to find my own path and reclaim my name.
Maybe it's fear or the power they crave, turning good intentions into chains that enslave. I don't hate the dream, just the way it's been sold, a story rewritten in letters too bold. So I'll walk in the middle, where gray meets the blue, questioning everything, starting anew.
Yeah, the moment it hits you, you're finally free from the side that went under too far out to sea. No regrets in the rear view, just lessons I've learned. The fire of awakening, forever it burns.
Slow it down before you choose a side. Noise gets loud when the truth tries to hide. Every headline screaming, pick me now, but the quiet question is why and how. What do I know and what's just sound? What's a solid fact? What's rumor passed around? If it stirs your fear or feeds your pride, that's the moment to step back and look inside. If it feels too easy, if it fits too clean, ask who profits from the thing you've seen. Think it through, don't let it think for you. Separate the feeling from the proof. Ask good questions, follow what is true. Every choice you make becomes part of you. Slow your roll, let the facts come through. Strong minds choose when they think it through. What's the source and who paid the bill? What's being said and what's left unfilled? Does the claim survive another view, or fall apart when you test it for truth? Look for patterns, look for spin, check assumptions hiding underneath the skin. If it labels shames or draws a line, it's probably selling more than a sign. Truth holds up when you press it hard. Lies need shortcuts and emotional guards. Think it through, don't let it think for you. Separate the feeling from the proof. Ask good questions, follow what is true. Every choice you make becomes part of you. Slow your roll, let the facts come through. Strong minds choose when they think it through. What happens next, and then what more? Who bears the cost when you open that door? Short-term gain, long-term price. Wisdom lives in counting twice. You don't need rage to stand up tall. Clarity beats shouting every time you call. Being wrong isn't losing ground, it's how better answers are finally found. You are more than the team you're on, more than a trend that'll soon be gone. Convictions earned, not handed down, built on reason, tested sound. Listen well, even when it's tough. Strong ideas don't fear being questioned enough. Choose with courage, choose with care. Own the outcome, be aware. Think it through, don't let it think for you. Feelings pass, but truth stays true. Ask good questions, follow what is true. The future shaped by what you do. Slow your roll, let the facts come through. Free minds live when they think it through. No perfect answers, no final say, just better questions to light the way. In a world that pulls you left and right, thinking clearly is the real fight.
There was a time I held my tongue, let the hard words pass me by. Quiet felt common sense, like the safest place to hide. But comfort has a cost to it, and peace can turn to fear when the things you love are slipping and the warning signs are clear. Freedom isn't loud by chance, it was paid for line by line by men and women who stood up when silence crossed the line. You don't lose it all at once, it goes piece by piece. Every right that's traded off, every truth you don't speak. I feel a responsibility, I won't stay silent now. When being quiet is the risk, and truth is what we owe. If we don't stand and say something, we'll wake up and it's gone. The rights and freedoms hard-earned by the ones who carried on. I won't stay silent when it matters most. I won't let comfort steal what was paid for at a cost. Everything I've ever had, I earned with dirt and scars. There's a difference between a hand and a handout demand, between learning how to fish and stealing from the man. I feel a responsibility. I won't stay silent now. When being quiet is the risk and truth is what we owe. If we don't stand and say something, we'll wake up and it's gone. The rights and freedoms hard earned by the ones who carried on. I won't stay silent when it matters most. I won't let comfort steal what was paid for at a cost. I trust in the Lord above, but faith was never blind. It was paired with work and courage, with a disciplined mind. We're called to speak the truth in love, to guard what we've been given, to be good stewards of this ground, this time, this life we're living. Dignity is built, not seized. Opportunity is grown, not taken from another man, but earned and proudly owned. This isn't hate, this isn't fear. It's standing firm while the line is here. If not us now, then who will be? If not the brave, then who stays free? I feel a responsibility. I won't stay silent now. When being quiet is the risk and truth is what we owe, I'll stand up for what I believe. I won't back down or boast. I'll work hard, speak plain, protect what matters most. With faith in God and boots on ground, I'll carry my part. I won't stay silent, I'll stand with an open heart. Some things are worth the strain, the stand, the scars, the fight. Freedom needs a voice to live, not silence in the night.
Sit 'em down by the fire when the evening's cold. Tell the stories of the brave, the strong, the bold. How the pioneers crossed rivers wide and deep, with nothing but their will and the promises they'd keep. No one handed them tomorrow on a silver plate. They built it plank by plank through storm and frost and fate.
Teach them young about rugged individual, a spark that lights the dark when hope feels invisible. Show them how to stand when the winds are blowing wild, 'cause a nation's strength begins inside a child. In the hardest times, when the world feels rough and raw, rugged souls will rise. That's the truest law. Let them fall and scrape their knees out in the yard. Don't rush to fix it all or shield them from the hard. Teach them how to mend a fence, to swing an axe, to sow, to earn their bread by sunrise and watch their gardens grow. Show them medicine and failure, Ford and empty shops, dreamers who kept pushing when the whole world told them stop. Teach them young about rugged individual, a spark that lights the dark when hope feels invisible. Show them how to stand when the winds are blowing wild, 'cause a nation's strength begins inside a child. In the hardest times, when the world feels rough and raw, rugged souls will rise. That's the truest law. When the power's out, when the shelves are bare, when the news is fear and no one's there, the ones who know their own two hands are strong will feed their families and carry on. We don't just survive, we find a way to thrive, because we taught our children how to keep the fire alive. Read 'em books of Lincoln walking miles to borrow one, of homestead mothers birthing babies neath the rising sun. Tell 'em freedom isn't free, it's earned through sweat and choice, and every time they choose to try, they find their truest voice. Plant that seed of courage deep inside their hearts, so when the storms come rolling, they know where to start.
Teach them young about rugged individual, the quiet kind of brave that makes the impossible visible. Show them how to stand alone yet lift up everyone, 'cause that's how America has always won. Through the roughest times, when the night is long and cold, rugged hearts will shine like fire, timeless, bright and bold. So teach them young, teach them true, teach them strong and free. Rugged individual, that's our legacy. I still imagine sitting on this porch, dust on my boots, screen door torn, a flag out front that we all once knew meant freedom and fairness for me and you. I've seen hard times, I've seen folks fall, but I remember when we still stood tall. I still imagine a government true that spends our dollars like it's theirs too. No backroom deals, no hands in the till, just honest work and the people's will. Guardians sworn to do what is right, not chasing power, not hiding from light. You may say I'm just an old man dreaming, raised on calloused hands and believing, but I've seen what happens when we stand the same. Respect, dignity, no shame, no blame. I still imagine we find our way and make this country strong again someday. I still imagine neighbors talking civil, even when they don't agree a little. Looking each other straight in the eye, no lies dressed up, no reason to lie. Different roads, but the same damn goal, a decent life and a steady soul. I still imagine waste cut clean, fraud exposed, no in between, abuse shut down no matter who, law for them same as me and you. No special rules for the well-connected, just truth once again respected. You may say I'm just an old man dreaming, but dreams built this land I'm standing in. From barns to bridges, hands to steel, we made it work, 'cause it was real. I still imagine we find our way and make this country strong again someday. I don't need perfection, halos or gold, just leaders brave and hearts not sold. Do your duty, tell the truth, protect the old and guard the youth. You may say it's gone, that it's too late, but I've seen worse and we fixed our fate. If we remember who we are, not left, not right, but country first, by far. I still imagine, call me naive, an America that works, if we choose to believe. Yeah, I still imagine, and I ain't done hoping yet. I was raised on gravel roads and worn out gloves, learned early nothing's free.
even grace and love. Split my share of firewood, fixed what I could mend, watched the seasons teach me how all things been. I didn't have it easy, didn't need it that way. Hard days made sense of the light of day. I'm just a simple country boy, but I figured it out somehow. There's never been a better time than being alive right now. Yeah, it's good to be alive at this moment in time, with dirt on my boots and truth on my mind. I've seen storms knock roofs down, seen neighbors rise again, seen broken ground turn fertile with a little work and faith in men. I don't need much to know just how blessed I am to be alive right now. I've lived through power outages and engines that wouldn't start, through days when the world felt heavy on my heart. But I've also watched machines do what hands once couldn't do, watched ideas travel farther than a fence line ever knew. I've seen old ways meet new life, steel and soil finally working right. From chainsaws to satellites, from seeds to clouds somehow. Tell me when was better than being alive right now. Yeah, it's good to be alive at this moment in time, where sweat still matters and so does a mind. I've seen quiet lives outwork loud men, seen truth stand taller than trends now and then. I don't need much to know just how lucky I am to be alive right now. I've walked through years when I didn't fit the mold, felt too slow, too different, or so I was told. But time has a way of sorting the grain from the chaff, turns the boy who struggled into the man who lasts. Now I see the world clear, no bitterness left, just gratitude earned, not borrowed or kept. I know who I am, and I know how to live right here, alive right now. We got more answers than we've ever had before, but it still comes down to opening the door, to responsibility, to work, to care, to standing your ground and showing up fair. History's watching, whether we choose or not. This is our moment. This is our shot. Yeah, it's damn good to be alive at this moment in time, with calloused hands and a reason to try. I've seen nature remind us who's in control, and human grit turn broken into whole. I don't need much, just here and now. Thank God I'm alive right now. I may be a simple country boy, that part's true, but I know how to live, and I know what's true. I never saw myself as strong back then, just a kid trying to find my way. The world felt heavy, didn't quite fit in, but I kept walking day by day. Didn't know why the path was rough and long, or why I carried that weight alone. But I just knew I had to keep moving on. Through the storms, I found my own. That road was mine to walk, no bitterness inside, just acceptance in my heart. With every step and stride, those struggles built the man I am today. Shaped how I see the world, how I work and pray, how I love my family, stand on my own 2 feet. You were there along the way, even when words were incomplete. I know you cared, though we didn't always show the love we felt in quieter ways. We carried Dad in our hearts, and that's how it goes. Different memories, different days. No right or wrong in how we hold him near, just honest truths we finally share. Through the years we've learned to face the fear and find the grace that lingers there. That road was mine to walk, no bitterness inside, just acceptance in my heart. With every step and stride, those struggles built the man I am today. Shaped how I see the world, how I work and pray, how I love my family, stand on my own 2 feet. You were there along the way, even when words were incomplete. I'm grateful you heard the song the way you did. The story landed soft and true. It means the world that it reached where it was meant and pulled us closer, me and you. I appreciate you more than words can say, more than I've ever said out loud. In this quiet moment, let it be our way to heal the past and make it proud. That road was mine to walk, and yours was too. But together now, we see it through. Those struggles made us stronger in the end. Grateful for the love that never bends, for family, for memories, for standing tall. I love you more than I can say it all.
I'm just a simple country boy, boots in the dirt, hands in the soil. Clearing land since the 70s, turning wild into something loyal. Bought a few acres at a time, learned every lesson the hard way. Built this little paradise with sweat and love that won't fade away. Me and my brother raised these walls back in '84 with pride. Turned an old collapsed workshop into shelves I built inside. Pulled nails from boards my daddy taught me never to throw away. Salvage what you can, make it last. Still living that way today. Oh, it's good to be alive right now. Watching fireflies dance and dragonflies skim the pond somehow. Strawberries ripe in June, grandkids picking berries in the sun. Family working side by side, this life can't be outdone. I may be a simple country boy, but Lord, I know how to live. Thankful for every breath I take and every day I get to give. Elon digs the earth, Optimus moves the load with ease. Amish friends help raise the frame, we lay the blocks on our knees. Turtles lay their eggs, frogs sing loud when the night comes down. Birds and beneficial bugs keep the garden safe and sound. Laurie hauls the gravel, Bree watches the little one play. Grandma tends the nursery, kitchen smells drifting my way. We tidy up the chaos, rebuild what the storms tear down. Turn every fallen timber into something solid on this ground. Oh, it's good to be alive right now. With tools in my hand and love all around. Just bringing twins from the woods, pond life teeming with grace. Every sunrise on this farm feels like heaven's embrace. I may be a simple country boy, but Lord, I know how to live. Grateful for this moment here and all the joy it has to give. I've seen the world change fast, but out here time moves slow and right. Vinyl records in storage, but the old songs still feel like light. We work hard, love deep, salvage dreams from the rain.
building memories that last long after the pain.
Yeah, it's good to be alive right now, in this little sanctuary we found. From the sweat on my brow to the smile on my face, this simple country life is my saving grace. I may be a simple country boy, but Lord, I know how to live, and I wouldn't trade this time on earth for anything else to give. Thank you for this day. It's good to be alive.
I wake up with the sun creeping through the blinds. Coffee on the stove, same old routine I find. But I look in the mirror and I make this vow, gonna give a little more than I did somehow. Ain't about the neighbor's truck or the money in the bank. It's about the man I'm trying to be when I lay down and give thanks. It's not about beating anybody else in this race. It's about winning my own heart, finding my own grace. Just a little better than I was yesterday. That's the only trophy I'm chasing anyway. Let the fears fall like rain on a tin roof night. Let the old pains fade in the morning light. Yesterday's failures don't get the final say. I'm rising up one step better than yesterday. I remember that summer I swung and I missed. Dreams in the dust and a clenched up fist. Thought the world was over when I fell down hard, but the ground taught me something in that old backyard. Every scar's a story, every tear's a seed. Plant them in the darkness, watch what faith can breed. It's not about beating anybody else in this race. It's about winning my own heart, finding my own grace. Just a little better than I was yesterday. That's the only trophy I'm chasing anyway. Let the fears fall like rain on a tin roof night. Let the old pains fade in the morning light. Yesterday's failures don't get the final say. I'm rising up one step better than yesterday. So if you're scared to try, cause you might fall again, listen to this heartbeat, let the healing begin. You don't have to be perfect, just willing to grow. One honest effort and the seeds you sow will turn into something stronger than you know. No, it ain't about beating anybody else in this race. It's about loving who you're becoming in this wide open space. Just a little better than you were yesterday. That's the quiet kind of winning that never fades away. Let the fears fall like rain on a tin roof night. Let the old pains fade in the morning light. Yesterday's failures don't get the final say. Keep rising up, friend, better than yesterday. Yeah, keep rising up, better than yesterday. One day at a time, just a little bit better.
I used to watch the scoreboard stare at somebody else's lane, chasing their shadow, wearing their measure like a chain. Every scar told a story, every loss had a name, but I learned real late in the game. It ain't the noise in the crowd or the trophies on the wall. It's a quiet voice inside saying get back up if you fall.
Cause winning ain't beating somebody standing next to you. It's looking in the mirror saying I did the best I could do. Just be a little bit stronger than you were yesterday. Don't let the fear, the pain, or the past stand in your way. You're all Carried old failures like rocks in my boots. Walked miles wondering if I still had nothing to prove. Every wrong turn taught me something I didn't know. Some lessons only come slow. You don't outrun your doubts by pretending they're gone. You face them head on, keep moving on. 'Cause winning ain't beating somebody standing next to you. It's looking in the mirror saying I did the best I could do. Just be a little bit stronger than you were yesterday. Don't let the fear, the pain, or the past stand in your way. You're already winning if you're still trying today. Some days the step forward feels small as a dime, but an inch in the right direction still beats standing in time. Let go of the weight of what might go wrong. You don't have to be fearless, just keep moving on. 'Cause winning ain't beating somebody else's life. It's keeping your head up in the middle of the fight. Be a little more honest, a little more brave, a little more willing to learn from your mistakes. If you're better than yesterday, you're winning today. So I'll lace up my boots when the morning bell rings. Try to do one thing better than the day before brings. That's my kind of victory, quiet and true. Me versus me. And I'm seeing it through. I remember sitting at the kitchen table, little letters swimming on the page, sounding out the words, but they wouldn't stay still. Felt like I was trapped inside a cage. Everybody else just seemed to get it, pages turning easy as they breathed. But every line I tried to read felt broken, and I wondered why it hurt to be me. Tears behind my eyes, I hid them well, smiled like nothing was wrong. But inside, I was screaming, where do I belong? I was a square peg in a round world, didn't fit, couldn't turn, felt so dumb, felt so small, like I'd never learned. Every word was a mountain, every page was a fight. I was lost in the daylight, scared of the night, but time kept on moving, and somehow I grew into a man who knows the truth, that the shape I was born doesn't define what I am. I'm finally comfortable being who I am. Teachers tried their best, but I still stumbled. Friends moved on while I stayed behind. Carried that weight like a secret shadow, whispering, you're less inside my mind. Felt different, felt wrong, felt defective, like the world was built for everyone but me. Spent years trying to sand down my edges, just to fit where I thought I should be. Nights I'd lie awake and wonder why it had to be this way. But somewhere in the struggle, I learned to say, I was a square peg in a round world, didn't fit, couldn't turn, felt so dumb, felt so small, like I'd never learned. Every word was a mountain, every page was a fight. I was lost in the daylight, scared of the night, but time kept on moving, and somehow I grew into a man who knows the truth, that the shape I was born doesn't define what I am. I'm finally comfortable being who I am. Now I look back at that little boy with kindness I never had back then. All the pain, all the fear, all the frustration carved the heart of the man I am. Those edges I tried to hide away are the strength that I lean on today. Yeah, I was a square peg in a round world, and maybe I still am. But I've learned to love the corners and stand tall where I stand. No more mountains too high, no more pages I fear. I found my own rhythm, crystal clear. Time kept on moving, and look at me now, a man who finally knows how to be perfectly me in this beautiful, broken world. I'm finally comfortable in my own world.
Worn out boots on dead-end roads, chased every light that burned out cold. Said I was fine, said I was strong, but I've been lost for way too long. I learned the hard way pride don't heal, whiskey lies and pain feels real. Every scar I tried to hide was just another place I died. When I hit my knees, I finally stood. When I let go, I understood. I don't need to know the whole damn plan, just putting my life in your hands. I was drowning deep in who I'd been. Grace found me in my brokenness then. I didn't find you on a winning streak, I found my way to God when I hit my knees. I burned some bridges I can't rebuild, said some words I wish I'd never spilled. Heard that voice say you're too far gone, but mercy kept proving that voice wrong. I ain't clean, I ain't brand new, but I'm learning what it means to choose. Faith over fear, truth over pride, hope over the man I used to hide. When I hit my knees, I finally stood. When I let go, I understood. I don't need to know the whole damn plan, just putting my life in your hands. I was drowning deep in who I'd been. Grace found me in my brokenness then. I didn't find you on a winning streak, I found my way to God when I hit my knees. I used to think faith was for the strong, for folks who never went this wrong. But you don't wait for perfect souls, you meet us down in the holes we dig. If there's a lesson in my shame, it's that mercy still knows my name. When I hit my knees, I finally stood. When I let go, I understood. Every chain I couldn't outrun fell apart in the shadow of the sun. I still stumble, I still bleed, but I ain't walking alone with this weight on me. I didn't find you when life felt easy, I found my way to God when I hit my knees. Yeah, I'm still learning who I'm supposed to be, but I know who's walking next to me. And every time this road brings me to my knees, that's right where I'm meant to be. I was running on empty, chasing that clock, working dawn till midnight, never gonna stop.
Plate piled high with junk I didn't need. Gained more than I wanted. Lost the man in me. No bottle called my name, no needle in my vein, but the mirror told the truth. I drifted in the rain. Thought success was measured by the hours I burned, till my body started talking and I finally learned. I found my way back home, where the tall trees whisper and the wild winds roam. God's lighting every leaf, every ripple on the pond, and the dragonflies dance and the turtle moving on. Let the old me fade like morning mist at dawn. I found my way back home. Traded late night grind for early morning walks. Swapped the greasy takeout for the food that grows and talks. Planted rows of berries, watched the garden feed my soul. Lost the weight that held me, finally feeling whole. No preacher in a pulpit had to show me grace. I saw the divine written on this land's wide face. I found my way back home, where the tall trees whisper and the wild winds roam. God's lighting every leaf, every ripple on the pond, and the dragonflies dance and the turtle moving on. Let the old me fade like morning mist at dawn. I found my way back home. Now the frogs sing me to sleep on summer nights. Doe and her twins graze in the soft twilight. Every seed I sow, every branch I prune, reminds me life's a gift beneath this sky and moon. Yeah, I found my way back home, right here in the dirt where the real seeds are sown. God's been waiting patient in the breeze and in the rain. In the peace of this sanctuary, I'm whole again. Thank you for the journey, thank you for the road. I finally found my way back home.